So welcome back to my channel. This is Gamer Dom, and been a bit quieter on the painting front this last couple of weeks, but still managed to get a fair bit done, and actually managed to get through some of my backlog. I showed last time progress with the Black Seas fleet that I'm working on, and I've slowed down on it because frankly I got a bit bored doing them. They're lovely little models, but they are fiddly as hell, and I just kind of ran out of steam. But this is one of the three third-rate British, well, yeah, I'm using it as a British warship, but third-rate man of wars. It's from Warlords. It's from the, I think I bought the box set, which gives you three third-rate ships, and it's a really nice model. It's part resin, part plastic, and part card because the sails. So really pleased with how this thing has come out. I spent a little bit more time on it than I did on the previous ones, if I'm honest, and also I think just getting used to doing the paint jobs made a big difference, and I really like the way it's come out. Oops, let it focus a bit, sorry, let's put it back on there because it focuses better. That's why I put it there, Dom. Yes, that's why. So again, gone for the minimal rigging option, just because I can't do all the intricate rigging that a lot of people have been doing, and also got the free floating, don't know what they call them, foresails, whatever they are, the front sails, little tiny bits at the front, but really pleased how it came out, and it gave me a chance to compare it with the 3D printed third-rate ship that I showed, which I got from Simon Mann. I provided the link in the comments, but I'll try and remember to put it on the in the section down, in the notes down below. But you can pick these 3D printed designs up from Simon really cheaply, and they're very nice models. So there you go. But you can see the size comparison. His 3D is a little bit smaller. Well, actually it's quite a bit smaller. Now I know, because I've spoken to Simon via Messenger quite a few times, because when I started to admire these ships I said they're really nice, I fancy them, and he, we pinged backwards and forwards a few times, and I know he worked really hard to get the size right for these 3D printed ones, using proper designs, blah 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 blah. So I'm assuming that his are right, 1/700th. It's just the Warlord ones are slightly bigger, which is a shame really. So Simon, you wanted to see what the difference was between the two third rates. Well, there you can see it there. And in fact, let me put one of the Warlord frigates in there. So I think Simon's 3D printed third rates are closer to the Warlord's frigate size wise. So scales are not quite the same, but still very nice models. The 3D ones, really nice indeed. And I noticed he's upgraded some of them and put more gun barrels on them and that sort of thing. So thoroughly recommend you try them out. But really pleased to how those the new third rate has come out. That's going to be centerpiece of one of my fleets. Got two more to do. I'll spend a bit of time doing them. Used a fair bit of contrast paints on these, just because I'm into contrast paints. You can see them all sitting back here, but yeah, there you go. So that's the first lot on my completed projects. So one of the things I've been quite pleased about in the last few days is I started to paint some of my backlog. Yep, I know, and it's unheard of. Wargamer having too many figures or lots of plastic and metal sitting around doing nothing. Yeah. So I had these Viking Dark Age figures. I'm not entirely sure whose manufacturer they are. I think they're either Victrix or they're Warlords. So I'm sure somebody in chat can tell me. I picked them up on eBay. They were an impulse purchase when I was building my Saga army. Then I realised I had far too many figures for my Saga army, and I didn't really need them. But so they've sat there unpainted. Well, in fact, the purchaser, the guy I bought them from, seller, that's the thing, Dom, he'd spray painted them all silver. So it was a very, very simple job just to paint them up. And I thought, right, I'm going to paint them up and I'm going to sell them. There's 17 of them. So 2 8-point Warlord warrior blocks, and there's one, where is he? This guy, I think. No, not that one. There is one that looks more like a hero type. There he is. Could be a Warlord. And I thought, right, I'm going to flog them. I don't sell many figures because they're my children. I don't like to get rid of them. You know, just like children, there's one you favour over the other. Not really. But I now have painted them, and I quite like painting them, and I did them largely in contrast paints again. I really enjoyed doing them, and they've come out quite nicely, so I think I might actually hold on to them now. I know, shocking. You can never have too many figures, can you? Can you? So yeah, very pleased though just to get something out of the backlog, and I think they've come out pretty well. I'm quite pleased with it. The poses are nice, and the figures are pretty good, and you know, I think the paint job is pretty okay, really. Relatively happy. I had a few of those little big man shield transfers, so I put those on the ones I had. And a few of them have just got coloured shields, but I think they'll do really nicely, so I'll probably hold on to them because, you know, you can never have too many Vikings, can you? So next up, again from the backlog, or the mountain of figures that I've got around the place, I had 4 of these Gallic cavalry left, again from one of the Saga projects. I painted up some of them, but had some I didn't really need, and also this Gallic fanatic warrior, who was actually, if you remember, if you've seen my Saga, I can't remember, the Horde army I built, he's the original rider on the chariot that I converted, and so I thought it's a nice figure, I'll do him up. So yeah, that's what I've done with him. So I'm quite pleased to paint them up. I also gave me a chance to try out, these are a bit shiny, I might have to get some matte varnish on them. I used a satin one by mistake, I didn't realise. But I used, again, this was Seventh Son. I've recommended you look at his channel before now, and he got me convinced that these contrast paints were a really simple way of painting horses, and I hate painting horses. And sure enough, they are a very simple way of painting horses, so I used them on these figures. And I also used, for the first time on these and also the Vikings that you saw earlier, the basing material from Luke's APS. Again, something I'd never really used before. There's a pot of, whoops, knock them all over. Here's a pot of it here. This is Mediterranean, I think this is. I believe it has some kind of like a polyfiller, not polyfiller, tile grout powder in it. And so when you glue it, so basically all you do is just put PVA glue on the base, put the figures in the pot of the basing material, and then either wet it with a little bit of water, or when you spray it, as I do with a varnish, it sets it pretty hard, and this is very, very firm, and I was really impressed with it. So thumbs up to Luke's APS if you haven't been over to look at his excellent terrain channel. He does a brilliant YouTube channel looking at how to build terrain and some tips and hints, and he also has his own business selling various supplies, and these basic materials are part of his, and they're excellent, really, really good. So anyway, that's more the backlog done. These Gallic warriors are going to be sold, just because they're surplus to requirements, really, and I don't really play with Gallics very often, so I put them up on eBay. I think I might have put them on too high because I just put it up at what they recommended. But anyway, we'll see. They don't sell. I'll just resell them at a slightly lower price. But you know, hopefully they could find a home in somebody else's collection. Just because I don't really need them. So finally, I wanted to say a big shout out and thank you to the guys at Tabletop Generals, Jens and the guys over there in Germany. They're a German YouTube channel, and I followed them for a while. I mean, I don't speak German, but every so often they do an English version of their videos, and really good stuff. Really enjoy it. Their channel's been growing like crazy. They did a subscriber giveaway, and I won it. So I won this rather fine mug, and also some dice which have some nice little images on them. That one I particularly like. It looks like some sort of Dark Age warrior. Anyway, really want to say thanks, guys. Thanks, Jens, for sending these over. I'm sure it's quite expensive to send out gifts to people, and subscriber wins, especially because they're not a big channel. So congratulations on hitting, I think it was 300 subscribers you did that for. I'm sure you're well over that now. And well done hitting that milestone. Keep up the good work, and thank you so much for sending these over. So there you go, quick update from me. For a change, it is relatively quick. I hope everything's going well with you. I hope your projects are going well. I hope you're having a good time. For those of you who will be at Warfare in Reading in a couple of weeks, I'll be there. I was originally planning to go on the Saturday, but I think now I'm actually going to be going on the Sunday. Well, originally I was going to be there for both days. I was going to be taking part in the Bolt Action tournament, and then I just realised I'm too old and too crap to play a competition game for 2 days, so I dropped out, which is a shame because it looked a fabulous competition. Really enjoyed the look of it last year, but I just couldn't handle doing 2 days of competition. So I've just going to go along as a visitor. I'm meeting up with a couple of friends up there, one particular friend I haven't seen for a long time. I only see him once or twice a year. I used to wargame with him every week, but he moved away. So we always try and meet up at Salute and also Warfare. So hopefully he'll be there, and we'll have a look around the games, and hopefully I can bring some footage from the show, and then probably have a couple of beers. I probably won't show you any footage from that because it can get a little bit messy. Anyway, hope you're all well, enjoy your games, have fun, try not to take it all too seriously, and I will see you again soon. This is Dom, signing out.